you had given us an excellent quote earlier in the week in the aftermath of the firing of Jets coach Robert Saleh. We've had 2 days to digest it. What are your current views on the decision, the timing, just everything that we know, everything we've heard? What's your current thought on why the Jets did what they did and whether they did the right thing?
Yeah, I don't know if there are any behind the scenes things, if the owner had some conversations with Robert Saleh that he didn't like what happened. But to me, I'm just baffled that you could let go of a coach after 5 weeks at all. But especially in this situation, the Jets are 2-3, a little disappointed in their record. But Rodney Harrison and I were on the podcast yesterday, and we're trying to rank the top 5 teams in the AFC and the bottom 5 teams. Well, the Jets certainly weren't in the bottom 5 teams. There was some talk that maybe they could be 5, 6, or 7. They're playing a game this week and on Monday. If they win, they're in first place in their division. So, as an owner, you're trying to make decisions. What's going to be the best for our team? So, do you really think this gives you the best chance to win that game and get into first place? Is fire your coach that a lot of your team loves and is going to go out there and play so hard for? It just makes very little sense to me. And coming from a place where I worked in Pittsburgh, we were there last week, Mike, talking to Art Rooney III, who's now the president and owner, and realized that in his lifetime, they've not fired a coach. And to have someone fire a coach after 5 weeks, it's just baffling to me. And then I go back to my year with the Buccaneers in 1999. We were the same way. 2-3 to start the season, had a couple of disappointing losses. Our quarterback was banged up a little bit. I don't know what our ownership was thinking, but we went on a 9-game win streak, ended up winning 12 games, went to the playoffs, were that close to going to the Super Bowl. And if they'd have fired me at 2-3, it would have been a mistake.
You know, and when we hear about the Steelers never firing a coach, at least not for 55 years, people will react and say, well, they're always good. It's easy to not fire a coach. Listen, anytime they lose 2 or 3 games, I'm flooded with Steelers fans saying they got to get rid of Tomlin. They got to get rid of Tomlin. And Art Rooney has never wavered. There was a time, Coach, and I think it was after one of the postseason losses, I was told reliably that some of the limited partners were trying to get Art to make a change, and Art continued to stay the course, to not waver. There's value in continuity. You're going to have some short-term challenges, but you create bigger challenges for yourself if you start changing coaches on a whim and you start listening to fans and listening to media and listening to outsiders who want a quick fix. And I'm sure there's plenty of Jets fans that were happy to get a pound of flesh, but now what? You lost your best defensive mind, and your defensive coordinator now has to run the team. Your defensive brain power has been depleted by this. Good luck winning that game on Monday night.
No question about it. And you're right. You can react and respond to anything. I can remember I was a young coach on Coach Noll's coaching staff. Now, he's won 4 Super Bowls, and we lose a couple of games, and people are calling into the talk shows. The game has passed Chuck Noll by. It's time to make a change. And I'm sitting there thinking, are you guys nuts? But this is what you deal with as an owner. And you have to think, what is going to be the best for us? How are we going to get better? And you're right. Okay, you make this change, you elevate. Maybe you got a young guy that you feel good about. Maybe he's going to be a potential head coach. But now he's up with no experience. He's running things. Somebody else has to take his spot. The next guy in line, is that going to make the defense better? I don't think so. It just doesn't make sense at this point in time. I really don't understand it.
And look, if they win some games, then Woody Johnson's going to look like a genius. But they've got 2 primetime, standalone. Everyone's going to be paying attention to everything they do and talking about why they did what they did. They've got the Monday night game against the Bills, and then you'll be in Pittsburgh again for the Sunday night game, week 7, when the Jets play the Steelers, and that's not going to be easy either. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.